Welcome to the House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about astrology, root work, conjure, tarot, culture, and today, y'all, we are tapping into the week ahead. Yes, that's right. It is Sunday, June the 28th, and we are going to be focusing in on today through what I believe is the 4th with the Cush Almanac for the week ahead. Now, this is going to, well, it could be a two-part, but definitely hang tight. We'll know as we get a little bit closer towards the end, so make sure you guys turn on your notifications, guys. And we will also be doing a collective reading for the week ahead too, so I'm gonna try to get you guys taken care of. As you know, we are moving to a full moon in Capricorn, and we have the month of July that is coming fresh through, so we got quite a bit to tap into, but let's just get into it now. If you guys are new here, welcome. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And if you're an OG, you know I love you so. I appreciate y'all for continuing to support what we got going on with the tribe. Now, again, my name is Raji, and I myself am evolved hustler, creative, and business owner, founder, if you will, even. But yes, I definitely resonate heavily with this journey, and I love to give out tips and different ways that you guys can utilize occult studies, astrology, and your preferred magical or spiritual practice to elevate or evolve your life and hustle, right? Now, this week, we are at a threshold corridor between expansion and recalibration. Now, the atmosphere is shaped by three competing forces this week. We've got expansion pressure, where Jupiter is in the late stages of Cancer, because you know it's moving on to Leo, which has been a very big transit this particular month coming up. Now, we are, well, tomorrow, really. Not month coming up, but hey, we right at the end, so tomato. But we've also got system shock plus adaptation, which is coming under Uranus in Gemini, guys. Now, identity restructuring is showing up with Saturn in Aries. Now, this is going to create a very rare condition. It is going to let it be known that growth is available, but only through restructuring your approach to risk, speed, and emotional decision making. Not a thing this week rewards passive optimism, right? Everything rewards adaptive intelligence under volatility. The core question of this week is going to be, can your strategy survive a change in conditions without you emotionally destabilizing? And this has been a build up over the past week or so. So we've been gradually being pushed towards this by the universe for quite some time through astrology and our planetary days and hours. Like, there's been some significant shifts that kind of help you get to this point. So if you notice some repeated themes, that's why. We spent about 2 to 3 days in certain orbits, and that is definitely also a big thing too when I say zodiac signs for certain things. Like Pluto, it takes a while for that to change. Like certain things, it takes a minute. Uranus, but certain things change quite often, if you will. But anyway, let's get into this market psychology for day traders for the week. So day traders, markets this week behave less like trend systems and more like narrative machines under stress. With Uranus in Gemini active, information moves price more than fundamentals. Sentiment flips faster than positioning can adjust. And short bursts of volatility outperform long holds. Now, algorithms also dominate emotional traders. So this is not conviction trading energy. This is precision entries, fast exits, controlled exposure, and mechanical discipline. The hidden pattern here is the market is rewarding reaction quality, not prediction accuracy. Traders who win this week are not right more often. They are wrong quickly, right efficiently, and emotionally flat during reversals. All right, so don't forget that, day traders. Now, CEOs and founders, you guys need to know this week exposes an operational truth faster than planning cycles can hide it. The themes you're going to see here is infrastructure pressure. Now, what does that mean? It means that anything unstable in your business system becomes visible immediately. This could be inconsistent delivery, weak delegation, pricing misalignment, and unclear offers. 2, attention fragmentation. Uranus in Gemini creates constant context switching, messaging inconsistency risk, and brand dilution through overcommunication. Don't do too much. It's just not necessary. Quality over quantity. And number 3, execution over vision. Big ideas are cheap this week, and execution is expensive and visible. The leadership takeaway from this is if your systems cannot operate under distraction, they cannot scale. You got to stay ready so you don't got to get ready, right? Definitely tap into your systems. 11:11 on the timestamp. I've been talking to you guys about a system that I wanted to kind of show you guys on the House of Cush. We've got so much planned. This is going to be a very busy season, but trust and do believe it is been worth the wait. Now, entrepreneurs, let's get into your strategy layer. This is a refinement week disguised as growth. All right, guys? The best strategic moves are to simplify your offers, tighten your messaging, remove low conversion content, reprice based on energy output, not your emotions, and reduce operational noise. Now, the bad moves are going to be leaning too much into doing too much at once, like launching too many things at once. Reactive rebranding is not good right now. Emotional pivots and overexpansion due to optimism. Okay? Now, the moon journey this week is quite interesting because it looks like we are stepping into the Sagittarius moon, which is an expansion pole for today. Confirmation, I guess. And we've got the energy of ideas, marketing, risk, appetite, and visibility. Business use today is best for content creation, pitching, and focusing on your audience growth. Now, you may risk at over trading, over promising, and emotional optimism spikes. Now, between the 29th and the 30th, we're sitting in a Capricorn Moon, and this is a reality check phase. This is the pivot point of the week for you because the energy shifts into structure, accountability, discipline, and outcome measurements. Now, the business use for this is audits, pricing corrections, restructuring systems, and tightening your operations. And where you might find risk on those 2 days are things like emotional heaviness, being in a self-doubt loop, and burnout awareness spikes. This is where fantasy becomes ledger. All right? Now, July 1st through the 2nd, you got the Aquarius moon coming through. This is a systems plus detachment phase. All right? The energy is stepping into innovation, objectivity, disruption analysis, and group thinking. Best uses for your business are going to be community strategy, looking into automations, tech improvements, and systems upgrades. You might find risk in areas like over-intellectualizing decisions with that Aquarius energy and being too emotionally detached from your audience. Again, very air sign coded here, right? July 3rd through the 4th, as we come towards the end of the week, we've got the Pisces moon, which is about signal versus noise collapse. The energy behind this, guys, is spiritual sensitivity, emotional blending, fog, and intuition. The best business use is reflection, creative incubation, and strategy dreaming. Now, you might run into risks like too much confusion, financial misreads, and emotional decision making. So this is a negative. Now, an unexpected theme of this week, you know you're going to feel like bandwidth is the real currency. And that's because this week is not about money first. It's about cognitive load, emotional processing capacity, attention fragmentation, like we said earlier, and decision fatigue thresholds. If your system is overloaded, your strategy will degrade automatically, y'all. So wealth this week correlates directly with how little mental noise you allow in your decision-making environment. You know, the rest of it is just noise. Now, in terms of traders, like, y'all need to know the deeper signal this week is volatility rotation. This isn't a trend week. This is a volatility rotation week, traders. Your key behaviors are going to be fake out increases, Hold on, y'all. Pardon, guys. Alright, and we're back. So, yeah, a fake out increases. That's where we were. Okay. Reversal, sharpen. Okay. Liquidity grabs before common. And patience beating aggression. The best traders this week, they're going to wait for confirmation, not prediction. And you guys are going to scale into clarity, not confusion. And you're going to treat volatility as opportunity, not urgency. Now, some founder blind spots, y'all need to know. The biggest risk this week, founders, is confusing activity with progress. Uranus in Gemini creates the illusion of motion everywhere, but only structured motion compounds. You could be running in place now, so just make sure you know where you're going. Now, we've got quite a few botanicals today, so y'all might want to grab y'all notebooks and hold tight. Now, the first set is going to be, now, first of all, let me say these are going to be chosen this week for nervous system and decision clarity, plus volatility stabilization, so keep that in mind. So, we got first blue vervain. This calms over control, tension, and leadership decisions as well. Linden, Linden, softens emotional reactivity in high-pressure environments. All right? Eleuthero, Siberian ginseng, aka Siberian ginseng. Now, this builds resilience under cognitive overload. Hawthorn. Now, I've worked with hawthorn berries, so again, this is good for stabilizing heart-led decisions and financial pressure. And a fave, chamomile. This reduces reactive trading and emotional impulsivity. Now, ritual sweet spots for the week. We got some good prosperity work for this Capricorn Moon window. And you guys might want to focus on structure-based wealth work. Not attraction-only work, but structure-based with that Capricorn energy coming in tough. Now, visibility time is, again, we got the Sagittarius moon, so that's today, okay? And we're going to focus on content, launch energy, and your storytelling. Now, protection work is good during the Aquarius moon this week. And we're going to focus on boundaries, digital protection, and energetic separation. Now, I see we have some road open opportunities. And this is going to be good for today as well as the Capricorn transition that's coming through. This is going to remove friction and clear your systems. Now, caution days y'all might want to watch for are the Capricorn Moon lows. Those are going to be very good. Not good, but they're going to be bad for emotional compression. I don't know what made me say good. Pisces Moon, we got confusion and projection risk. So be mindful of those two moon phases this week as we track through. Now, we got some high-level workings, okay? And I want to again reiterate, this isn't manifestation week work. This is system integrity, emotional discipline, and adaptive execution. That's the formula, all right? Now, you will find yourself losing that inspiration, and that's when you got to search for your why. And that's going to help you this week because it's like you're structured, you're grounded, you're really focused on what you're building. The astrology this week is just not all about like imagination and, you know, fantasy and delulu. You're actually putting something behind it. So you're adapting under pressure, and you have emotional neutrality during moments of volatility. Your systems survive attention fragmentation, and your decisions don't depend on your mood. All right? Now, when we shift over into the planetary timing of the week, that is going to be most, good for us strategy-wise. We know this week rewards that timing intelligence over constant action. So this is going to be one of the best weeks to lean into planetary hour and day magic, based on what we are seeing formulate through like the transits. So you're not going to be doing more. Your winning strategy is acting only inside high coherence windows. It's a shift going on, and if you are able to lean into the natural flow of things. You know what they say, hit flow state. This is going to be a good week for you. Now, your sun windows are all about authority and visibility. Again, you may want to do some leadership content, some public announcements, maybe even some launches or brand pushes. Now, you could use this when your clarity is high and your attention is stable. Avoid these windows when you have emotional fog or market volatility spikes. Then we got Mercury. Now, this is good for execution and strategy, and we know the best things that Mercury brings. Y'all know we like to do our contracts during Mercury time. Maybe even some negotiations. Y'all know we've been good for that. We got analytical decisions and trading entries for my day traders. This week, Mercury style energy is going to be best used for fast but structured thinking. Quick on your feet because you already prepared with that Capricorn energy. Not emotional interpretation. Okay? Now, if you feel urgency without data, don't act. Do not act. Another good time is those Saturn windows. Now, this is good for structure and control. You could do your budgeting, maybe your business audit, some operational cleanups, you know. And these are going to be good for profit protection, right? These are profit protection windows, not growth windows. Now, let's get into this Jupiter vibe, because Jupiter, hold on, y'all. Jupiter is giving us the opportunity to, not the obvious expansion jargon, obviously, but we do want to pitch, we do want to think about good partnerships, and we do want to have a, you know, some growth there, because it is about the expansion, but the expansion of what, I think, is the bigger question. Like, what are you expanding? What are you growing? Not just you being all over the place, being very intentional about it. So Jupiter energy this week is saying expansion, it must pass through structure first. If Saturn isn't satisfied, Jupiter won't stabilize your gains this week. So 11/22, as I say that. Now, to think about those void, of course, moons, like the critical moments, you guys need to know the void period, the VOC periods this week function like systems without traction. It means that your effort doesn't compound, decisions might feel unclear later, and emotional misreads increase. Now, during VOC, we are not going to be launching, we're not going to overtrade, and we're not going to make irreversible decisions. We're also not going to see major proposals during those times either, y'all. Now, during those VOC times, we are going to clean our data, rest our nervous system, take that nap if you must, go touch some grass, review past trades and decisions, all right? Now, the weekend, a weekly trading intelligence and map is on the menu for y'all this week. Best trading windows. Are y'all ready? Sagittarius moon phase. Today, starting, you got that momentum and that volatility capture. Then we got the Aquarius moon phase from July the 1st to the 2nd. This is structured breakout behavior, okay? Base trading windows. Now, neutral precision only, that Capricorn moon phase, because it's trend correction and consolidation logic focused. Now, here's some high-risk emotional zones. That Pisces moon phase between the 3rd through the 4th, this is giving false signals, liquidity traps, and emotional trading bias. So be mindful of that. At the end of the week, it's not going to be the time for it. Now, the best days for your financial actions. Okay, let's talk about the best days for profit taking. Okay, obviously the Sagittarius moon during the early week, and the Aquarius moon, which is giving you a structured exit. The best time for buying and entry strategies, okay, the Capricorn moon, right? And why? It's because it's discipline accumulation time. Now, the worst possible time for financial decisions are the Pisces moon, but we eating it up with that. Why? Because it's a lot of illusion and mispricing risk. All right. Now, content and influencers, your visibility strategy this week. Sagittarius, all right, and Aquarius. We know it's good for storytelling as we move into Sagittarius. Obviously, the expansion, because Sagittarius is related to Jupiter. And Aquarius gives you virality, systems, content, and innovation position. So it's cool to be different. People want it. Now, the best content this week, based on astrology, is going to be behind the scenes system thinking, trading psychology breakdowns, how I structure decisions type content, and founder transparency. Not overly emotional sharing though. Oversharing. No, we're not doing all that. No emotional oversharing, guys. So let's think about protection and stability. The best time for you to put your best protection work hat on is going to be the Capricorn Moon phase, as well as the Saturn hour phase. You want to focus on stuff like boundaries, financial protection, contract tightening, energetic containment, and business firewalling. Now, let's talk about this road opening, y'all. And I will be doing some road openers. So if you guys are looking to get a road opener, go ahead and click the link so we can see what's going on and book your spell work consultation. Get you together, because this road opening window is best aligned because we got that Sagittarius moon and it's removing hesitation, and those Jupiter hours are going to be good for opportunity activation. All right, avoid forcing openings during that Pisces moon confusion phase. Get it your time to rest and chill. All right, now high energy ritual windows are not high emotion windows. They are high coherence execution windows. This is best for my Sagittarius moon initiation energy and the Aquarius moon system activation, right? We still doing what we do best during this time, and it's going to be good for you to tap into those big restructures and launches and major decisions that you're making. Now, I told y'all we was going to step back into some more botanical allies, which I don't always do. I give you guys a little taste, but this week calls for a little extra razzle-dazzle. Okay, damn. Oh, Lord. Okay, first of all, hold on. These, I wasn't saying damn. I was going to pronounce a herb, y'all, too. But I stopped. Anyway, this particular set that I'm going to give y'all, it supports focus under this particular time, and it still gives you the same emotional neutrality and decision making clarity that you need, so you can kind of interchange them with the herbs that I was breaking down to y'all before. So let's get into it. Y'all know we're finna go through Mercury retrograde, and I feel like, baby, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready because it's tripping. Damiana, Damiana, it supports confidence without emotional impulsivity. All right, go to collard, personal fave. It enhances cognitive clarity during system overload. I remember doing research on this herb, and they was talking about how it was shaped like an elephant. You know, elephant memories, like their brains. It was shaped like their brain, if I'm not mistaken. Now they have a big memory, so you know how they say most herbs look like what they do. It's supposed to look like a brain. Mugwort. Now, you may want to use this throughout the week as good. It's good for pattern recognition, not just dreaming. Okay, that's not what we're not going to use it for. You know, because mugwort is usually like dream work. We're going to use mugwort for pattern recognition. Lemon verbena is stabilizing emotional reactivity and communication. And finally, ashwagandha. Y'all know, everybody know about it. Y'all know it's good for building your nervous system and resilience under market pressure. Now, let's get into the woo. Let's get into the conjure. Take us a deep breath. The conjure forecast today, we got a lot, or this week rather, we got a lot of financial stabilization coming through. We're doing a lot of clarity and decision making working. So think about maybe as well as getting your readings done too. Now it's good for ancestor petitions, for your elevated ancestors. Now what you're going to be asking for is structure and stability. Also, business protection work is going to be good this week. So if you need any of that, yeah. Now, let's talk about offerings that y'all could put out this week. You got salt, sea salt, bread, coffee, clean water, Structured candle work is good. You might want to employ white, green, black, depending on your intentions. But white go good for everything. I want y'all to avoid overly emotional or chaotic workings. Now, manifestation work without grounding is not going to be good either. Now, spirit responds best this week to clarity, not intensity. Like, know where you're going. Alright? Now, power moves. We usually do this for the day, but we're going to tap in for the week. I want y'all to tighten your pricing or offer structure this week. Alright? Audit your income sources for leakage. Remove one unnecessary decision loop in your business. Okay? Delay all non-essential launches until clarity windows. Traders, track every emotional trading impulse this week. Alright? Protect your attention like it's capital. And replace reaction with structure in every decision you make. As you get ready to work through this, like, decision quality week, you know it's not giving momentum. Now, everything improves or collapses this week based on your emotional regulation under uncertainty and your system clarity under distractions. You're also going to be improving or collapsing based on discipline under volatility and patience under opportunity pressure. All right? This week is not going to reward speed. Like, you getting there fast is not what the name of the game is. It's rewarding your accuracy under pressure. Alright? You're not being asked to do more. You're being asked to filter better and decide cleaner. Act less emotionally. And you need to be structured more intentionally. That's what it's all about. Because this week is not about expansion alone. It also is about proving your systems can even hold the expansion without collapsing. Now, as we shift through that, I mean, today, guys, we do have pretty interesting astrology transits as we shift. Y'all know we spoke a little bit about that. We are still very much in retrograde energy where it counts the most. Pluto and the nodes, which is in Pisces. We're also about to get ready to be in Mercury retrograde, 1133. Now, what does that even mean? That means communication can be skewed, emotions can be over the place, all over. You need to be backing up files and technology. There'll be like little glitches here and there. And, you know, just it gives you the opportunity to also review on a business level contracts and things that you may have like started to focus on in a previous timeline, and see and do those things work for you moving forward. Does it assist your expansion, as they were saying? Now, I'm seeing here, I'm checking to see some stuff about just today in particular. Mars is sextile Jupiter, so we do have the blessing of going ahead and getting started and getting that passion for really focusing on doing the inner work so that you can achieve that outer confidence and expansion on a bigger level. We also have Uranus sextile Neptune, which is giving you the blessing of the collective doing somewhat of a pivot or a shift in how they see, how they create, and you know, how they embrace differences and new innovative ideas. So you get the blessing of shifting and pivoting that way. Neptune is sextile Pluto at 0 degrees, and I do see here that Neptune is blessing, you know, those ideas, and that creativity is gonna, that pressure is gonna make a little bit of a diamond, right? And you're given the chance to look back on some things that you may have not considered previously as innovative, as new, and maybe, you know, weird feels a little bit interesting and in a good way for you right now in terms of life and business. Like, if it feels like uncomfortable, maybe you may want to lean a little bit more into it. Now, finally, at 0 degrees, wait, no, y'all, we got two more. We got the node squaring Uranus and Gemini at 0 degrees. And then we got Chiron squaring Jupiter. What that tells me is the future itself of spirituality, of creativity. You know, it can be not that great of a feeling. You know, people, they kind of sometimes resist change, right? And there's also the need to have a dream, but like have a plan. And that can get kind of frustrating because a lot of people have a hard time integrating both. Also, your shadow work, your ability to heal, rather, shall I say, because we're not talking about Lilith right now. But that ability to heal and, heal others through recognizing that maybe that trauma, that challenge is giving you the opportunity, but it's squaring with that Jupiter energy. So it's highlighting like, boom, what do you need to do? Where you been playing in your own face when it comes to your goals and, the lifestyle that you're looking to lead. So that's going to be top tier today. You're going to be like, is this working? Is this not working? I don't know. Slow motion is better than no motion, but do make sure you are not simply running in place. Where you going? Where you headed? Okay, that's how I essentially see that. Now, I am going to go ahead and pull for the week just to see, thank you, what we got on the menu. Now, I do see here, well, first of all, let me open the rose. Thank you, Spirit, for opening the rose for me on behalf of the collective. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. And thank you so much for the gift. I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for us for the week ahead as we move through this next timeline? I was telling y'all while I shuffle that I had noticed that the time, like the days are longer, but the week flew by, if that makes sense. Like, if you've done the necessary work, you definitely have shifted timelines. Like, and that's why a lot of shit just might not be relating to you anymore like it used to. I see a very big shift here. And you are being, called to assess those friendships, those outdated, maybe it's time. What is your target audience if you're in business? There's a lot of reevaluating who you are speaking to, in your craft, right? And so you definitely have to be mindful of it as well. But yeah, Spirit, thank you for allowing me to stand at the crossroads on behalf of the tribe. And thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. Thank you so much for the gift. I don't abuse it. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for us as we go? Did I say that? I don't know. But if I did, it must have been had to be a double bag. For real. They say do it again. Goddamn it, do it again. We can't be too sure. Do it again. Pardon my French side. But nah, let's see. Without further ado, what the first? What's all? A little bit of burden, a little bit of having to deal with some excess responsibility over the past 10 days. And what about it? Well, this could be doing, you could be a Taurus, or this could be a Taurus in your life with the Hierophant in reverse, okay? And then there's that Virgo energy coming out with the Hermit in reverse. Having a hard time committing to something. Somebody feels burdened. There could be a Taurus, there could be a Virgo having a conversation right now. And someone feels like this person has become too much of a responsibility. And, they're not grounded. They're not willing to straighten up their act. This could be a conversation that's being had this week. And there is someone who is upset. This is a water sign feminine. Someone's upset who wants some form of justice and actually be getting it with the Libra energy here. This could be a Libra mother figure, has prominent water sign placement. So this could be a family dynamic. I'm also picking up maybe a mentor-mentee dynamic as well. Whereas, somebody's not, wanting to share the responsibility of this situation, and they're having a hard time grounding themselves. Yeah, they know someone is upset, and they know that someone is getting some form of justice because someone's done bad business. Let's just be real. Past, this could have been involving a Mother of Knives in reverse, this air sign feminine. There seems to be somebody's got some clarity about this person's manipulation within the past week. And within the past week, this person may have realized someone wasn't here to assist them, wasn't here to help them financially. There's a lot of instability. This person could be a High Priestess in reverse. Taurus here. Someone could be coming to an end or actually passing that Taurus or Scorpio. This is going to provide a new level of healing for you over the next month, because there is a situation where someone maybe wasn't receiving information and decided to walk away, but they chose to detach from a family. So all of the drama and the mess and stuff from you actually being close quarters with these people, whether you're business or personal, but you're just not aligned, and you may have considered these like a group of close people, but there are some energies that you need to detach from. Now, presently, you guys have a Father of Knives and air sign masculine. This could be the decision maker here behind the scenes, so you don't realize that this person's making the decisions. They've been very disloyal towards you, and they've been disloyal for a while. There could be a Leo here as well. I see a air sign making a decision, and maybe this could have blindsided this daughter. She, like I said, we got the daughter of Basket, so take it where it resonates. But there seems to be some realization here about a lack of progress or partnership over the past 2 days. And, you know, someone maybe planned that maybe they wouldn't have to face these lies, but something has significantly changed between this person. They may have decided to take an opportunity to extend themselves financially, maybe accomplish a long-term goal, and they said, I'm better off protecting myself. And they've made peace with the fact that they said, I'm gonna protect myself above all else. This person refuses to change their ways, and they realize they can't force them, so they've decided to end this cycle. This cycle has closed itself out. Okay, these are timelines and information that's overlapping throughout the week, so you know, definitely check in with the zodiac signs, guys, sun, moon, rising, and you know, I'll try to keep you guys up on time frame, how maybe long you can expect these things. Now, collectively though, this week, let me see. You've got some stiff business going on here with the Father of Coins in reverse. And it seems to be this person's situation. They could be upset. They could be having some substance abuse issues. And it has caused them to lose their job. This person, yeah, they haven't been able to keep one for a while. This person's actually concealing some things. Cancer energy here. And there seems to be a third party. They could be wanting to collaborate, or they could be collaborating with an Aquarius. And this is who you need to be watching and paying attention to, because this situation is what's going to show up, and the relationship won't survive because someone refused to move on. You know, they were deep off in their fields, and you know, we've been warning against staying in stuff because you're being like emotionally stubborn. So again, there's a crossroads energy here with the father figure, who could be a Cancer or a Pisces. I think it's a Pisces, because Pisces just popped up. So this Pisces masculine is emotionally manipulating someone to stay stuck in a situation. This is toxic. There's a Mother of Sticks in reverse too. Fire sign. It's toxic, y'all. Yeah, this contract needs to break. Courting in reverse. Now, what all this got to do with you? You could be losing a friend or a lover, and this is really going to expand you with your finances. You'll be able to get some form of assistance. Now, it looks as though it could be showing up like a tower, 1144 on the timestamp, but it's only because of the way your mind is processing the information. And I say that because of the Six of Knives in reverse. It's like you looking at it like a tower because you feel like you're losing something, but you're really losing like a cancerous slim, right? Nine of Baskets in reverse. Like you weren't going to get what you wanted out of it anyway, and you deserve stability with the 10 of coins. And this just wasn't realistic. There could be a Sagittarius who could be looking to get some sort of victory overall, and this person just refuses to ground themselves. They can't be saved. There's an Aries here that could be looking to start a new relationship. Maybe they got in this relationship feeling like they have some good fortune, didn't realize they were behind enemy lines, and this person is refusing to end things And it seems like they're continuing to make bad decisions at the end of the day. And someone may chose to do some magic to stop someone from moving on and making a decision, maybe getting an offer here from this masculine and thinking someone would be comfortable. But this person seems to be trying to be responsible. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to be responsible. It looks like somebody's moving on from this idea, though. This person may be choosing to do things independently, deciding not to battle. This person may be quite restless right now, and they're moving quite assertively. There's a lot going on over the next 5 days after the delays that they've experienced. Trying to remain comfortable, and it's really giving Empress in reverse, Aries. This person is being very materialistic and refusing to walk away, and this is causing its level of stagnation at this point, and this is what's showing up as a weakness for them this week. So be mindful of that, okay? They be reading you down, honey. Now let's get into the near future, because the ancestors are the ancestors don't want it. So you got some personal things going on, and you really got some very specific personal things going on, whoever you are, you know. Well, now, near future is looking like that Hierophant in reverse. What about it? That Hierophant in reverse, that masculine, he is refusing to walk away emotionally. He's not going to be taking this leap forward. There seems to be some sort of belief here. Belief, maybe someone's being seen as disloyal or delusional with the Knight of Cups in reverse, not receiving an offer here within a relationship. Ooh, somebody needs to get out of their head about a Leo. Maybe a Leo. Yeah, that's the truth. Somebody needs to get out of their head about a Leo. Your mind is the strongest thing. Like right now, you can't force this King of Wands in reverse to do anything. This is something you're going to have to end. There is also a Sagittarius who seems to be satisfied with some form of knowledge or information she's received, and now this person could be moving to do something to a Queen of Cups in reverse and a King of Cups in reverse. There's a couple here that seems to be in regret. These people, Cancer, you could have some Cancer energy here. There's been a slowdown. Somebody could get in an accident in this week. Spirit also says before the month is out, somebody's going to experience some form of accident, and maybe again there's job loss here, and it could really cause some friction in the home for the masculine. So he's trying to figure out the plan so that he doesn't have to worry, and he's having a hard time letting go of the fact that he's not going to get the opportunity to support himself the way that he likes. And this is a toxic family environment, because there seems to be, and I say family, but even again, if it's work or creative projects, you guys are close-knit, okay? So take it where it resonates. This person has an idea that they feel like it's going to expand them and get them out of debt. And there seems to be some realization that there's been a battle here amongst the family in regards to some form of foundation or inheritance. If this is a family business, there could have been some information revealed recently that someone was very irresponsible, and they could be trying to get out of a situation. Move on, because you need to be taking care of yourself, and this is how you avoid the betrayal. Maybe in the past you made a bad decision and you lost a legal battle, Libra, but now there's been some information that could have manifested recently, or maybe you did something to cause this to manifest. But nevertheless, your eyes have been open. You know what contracts to cut, because they are openly deceptive. This could involve a Virgo and a Cancer. This person could have some secrets, though, so maybe they're not working as hard as they say they're working, and they battling with you because they don't have any money saved. You know, people be mean when they ain't got money. So there's some sort of plan here to maybe take action over the next 2 days. But baby, let me tell you, we got the Tower. They hopeful though, because they've been working on this a long time, whoever they are. But they made a bad decision 3 days ago, and now they're obsessed with getting you stuck in some sort of instability, and there seems to be a lot of opportunity here for a chance to heal. But this Empress in reverse, they have to release this collaboration, and they could be in a long-term contract or situation with this person that's stopping them from coming towards you. Yeah, somebody's money's not right, and they're afraid they're not going to get some financial help. Yeah, so they're trying to focus on what they can get done. You know, they feel like it's a good idea for them to move quickly, right, in order to fix this situation. So yeah, how you end in stagnation is you just walk away. I had an image of like walking away and like the door just being closed behind the collective this week. Like, it's the walk away season. It really is. Let's see what the guys have to say. Like, no matter what, like, you can get your why, but what to do is recognizing that this is a clear blockage, right? Like, you too loyal to it. You know, you can't see this one through. Nah. Sorry, guys. Can't see this one through, huh? Now tell me. Yup, collaboration in reverse. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, you ended a collaboration and you need to. You maybe someone's impatient and you're searching for peace. And they're kind of unwise. And their mask was ripped off. So you've spiritually evolved and they're still in the same space, right? So you're being protected, right? And because you're transforming and you're changing. I know that's right. Past, follow your instincts. Present, don't be overly consumed with someone's secrets, because they may be trying to minimize your confidence, and maybe it keeps you in this like cycle of a trap if you continue to like deal in these contracts, right, Capricorn? Now presently you got to deal with someone having bad intentions. You could have been an inspiration to this person. You could have been kind. You could have provided. Taurus here, Cancer. You gave them care. You gave them love. Now, on the surface, everything seemed cool, but there seems to be a loss here. And maybe, let me see. Yeah, this is, somebody needs you to strengthen your memory. Or somebody has a strong mind. Somebody has a strong mind. And what they believe is you just can't change this person, right? They won't adapt to it. That's why the relationship is out of balance. And your spirits are trying to communicate with you that this is a blessing. The rejection is God's protection. All right? Whatever work, what's this work? Yeah, somebody's work is power driven. All they think about is being a trickster spirit. And, yeah, play. This is a trickster spirit. If you're dealing with a lot of trickster spirits this week, you know, definitely hit my line. We could do an intentions reading. Because I do see you are surrounded by people moving to their own advantage. And I'm getting with that trick and play card. Like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, someone's life, Scorpio. Someone in your life, they could be happy, but or they seem that way, but somebody, they focus on, yeah, they happy, all right. They hate you, they want to destroy you. This could be a Sagittarius. This person is not someone that you observe or watch a lot, but this person is untrustworthy and they're fearless with their badass energy. Somebody feels like they are very smart and they're able to stop you from seeing that they're restless and trying to create some form of illness. Yeah. So, defend, brave, family. Ooh. You're gonna need some courage. This is a lot. This is like deep. Long contracts, whether they be family or long-term business contracts. Take it where it resonates. But that Jupiter in Cancer is shifting and removing all of that. 11:55. Swift changes by the end of the week. And you can expect people to be in their feelings and their emotions. Y'all see all that Pisces energy we was running up on with the cards. So again, I see some personal endeavors, or like I said, you've gotten close with somebody on a project and this person is just not going to prove themselves to be loyal or very wise this week. So keep your antennas up, stay on your Zoom this week, or you might just get got. Things again are changing quite rapidly. Again, 11:55 on the timestamp as I say these. So maybe there's power here with the 1-1, power in balance, power in patience, power in being able to shift quickly and pivot into your new timeline, like 10 energy, right? That's just my, my thoughts on it. Like, from a neurological perspective. But yeah, that's what's going on this week, y'all. And again, if you need me, you know where to find me. I'm going to close the road out because... and I appreciate the spirits for stopping through and giving me guidance and insight for the week ahead. Now, yes, guys, I'm going to post a cute visual, which I've been doing for quite some time, for the week ahead, so that you guys can have it in your arsenal. It's going to be available for members of the House of Cush Patreon, and if you guys want to purchase the magazines separately for a digital download, you can do that too. And we are going to have a link available where if you guys want to purchase the Cush Almanacs and our magazines, you want to purchase that, you will be able to, and you can get it sent to you for a good coffee table premiere, So yeah, check those out and make sure y'all turn your notifications on. I do drop readings throughout the week. I do drop almanacs throughout the week, and the members of the House of Cush Patreon get those drops first. And sometimes, depending on the info, because we do gatekeep over here for certain stuff, depending on the info, you will only be able to get certain things on House of Cush. I try to make a lot public because, hey, we need this information. But there are some things that are member and subscriber only. So make sure y'all join so y'all don't got to worry about missing out on any tea, any strategy, because we have definitely marked these transits in this time period down so that we can shift the way we've been talking about. If you've been following me on my lives, you know that's been a topic of conversation for quite some time. So we're finally here. So let's get her done. But yeah, that's what I got, y'all. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What are your plans for the week? Any questions? You got any questions about any herbs or things like that? Go ahead and get in the comments. Let me know. I'll be happy to answer. All right, you guys. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.